You're listening to Independent TV 7. Kindly click on the like button and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Independent TV 7. Also, don't forget to click the bell icon to get more notification. Thanks for watching. Good morning and good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are listening from or viewing. As it is, the headline says that Nnamdi files lawsuit against the DSS over rights violation. And Nnamdi, the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, has filed a lawsuit against the Department of State Services, DSS, over what he described as a violation of his fundamental human rights. And Maxwell Okpara, one of Kanu's lawyer, announced this at a press conference on Monday. Yes, according to Oprah, the suit is marked FH bracket and slash ABJ slash CSA slash 1585 slash 21 and was filed before Federal High Court in Abuja. Yes, the DSS, its Director General Yusuf Bichi and the Attorney General of the Federation Abubakar Malami as listed as respondents. Yes, they are the plaintiff, and Nnamdi Kanu. Okay, rather Nnamdi Kanu is the plaintiff and the defendant, so-called Malami. Yes, the Attorney General of the Federation and the Minister of Justice. Yes, the lawyer alleged that a medical doctor engaged by the DSS has extracted Nnamdi Kanu's blood samples on occasions over 21 times. Yes, the IPOB leader of Paras claimed is also battling with hunger as he is being starved of food while had not been allowed to change his clothes. He said, "We visited Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and he told us about the conditions to which he is being subjected and detained. He has not been allowed to change his clothes while he's also being starved. He also told us that a doctor came to take his blood samples for 21 times for test, but was not told what else they want to conduct on him. We have therefore filed a fundamental human rights enforcement suit in that regard." Emmanuel Kanu's younger brother, in an affidavit supporting the suit, stated that the respondents have deprived the applicant access to facilities and also material to practice his faith and ultimately prevented the application from praying or practicing his faith, and the aforesaid constitute a breach of the applicant's right to practice his religion. Definitely, if I'm going to respond to this, I would say the respondent prevented the applicant from having access to a medical practitioner and legal practitioner of his choice. The affidavit reads, and it has been embedded in the Nigerian Constitution that you have a freedom to association, freedom of movement, and freedom for religion, which has correspondent and also embedded in Constitution 1999 Constitution Amendment. Yes, the respondent subjected the applicant to solitary confinement, which is a form of mental and physical torture, and as such subject the applicant to inhuman and degrading treatment, and in turn constitute a violation of Section 34 bracket 1 a Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended, and Article 5 of the African Charter on Human and People's Rights Ratification and Enforcement Act Cap A9 Volume 1 LFN. Yes, the applicant's right not to be subjected to inhuman degrading treatment and torture. Immolation is enshrined in Section 34 bracket A and bracket 1 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended, and Article 5 of the African Charter on Human and People's Rights Ratification and Enforcement Act Cap A9 Volume 1 LFN. In order to rule one rule of the Fundamental Rights Enforcement Procedure, Rules 209 empowers any persons who alleges that any of the fundamental rights to be which he is entitled to has been or is likely to be infringed upon to apply to the court for a redress. Yes, the respondents have no justification to have subjected the applicant to indignity, humiliation, mental torture, and also inhuman and degrading treatment. Kanu is, among other things, seeking an order directly the respondent to immediately allow the applicant access to facility and mental and also material for the practice of his religion. Well, he is also asking for an order directly the respondent to immediately allow the applicant to appoint an independent medical practitioner of his choice from a certified government hospital to review the applicant's medical files. As it is, yes, Nnamdi Kanu is subjected to so many humiliation and degrading, and also Nnamdi Kanu is subjected to his detention by the DSS. And meanwhile, Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer, the international lawyer, said the judiciary of Nigeria are compromised. What that simply means compromised, and then they don't have authority of their own, they don't have prowess of their own. And as it is, so the so-called Nnamdi Kanu, according to the statement made by Malami and the Attorney General of the Federation and the Justice, says also the IPOB leader is asking to court to order that he has access to a medical practitioner of his choice and a legal practitioner of his own, his own accord and his own will, as well as that of his religion, as that may be immediately removed from solitary confinement. So the younger brother to Nnamdi Kanu says the respondent have no justification to have subjected the applicant to indignity, humiliation, mental torture, and inhuman and degrading treatment. Kanu, among others, seeking an order directing the respondent to immediately allow the applicant access to facilities and material for the application and practice of his religion. He is also asking for another directing to the respondent to immediately allow the applicant to appoint an independent medical practitioner of his choice from a certified government hospital to review the applicant's medical files. Also, the IPOB leader, indigenous people of Biafra, is taking and asking to call to order that he has access to a medical practitioner of his choice and a legal practitioner of his choice, which is embedded in the constitution, as well as that he be immediately removed from solitary enforcement and confinement of the judge. Kanu, who jumped bail in 2017, was arrested and subsequently repatriated to Nigeria from an undisclosed location on June 27, all through the collaborative efforts of Nigerian Intelligence and Security Service. According to Abubakar Malami, the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, he was rearraigned before a federal high court in Abuja on 29 June and ordered to be remanded in the custody of the DSS. The trial was stalled after the DSS failed to produce Kanu in court on the 26th of July. The adjourned date for hearing, as it is, Justice Binta in Yanko. The trial judge adjourned the case till October 21, 2021. Yes, and when judges were expected to have resumed their annual vacation, the federal government had slammed an amendment and also amended 7-count charge against Kanu. Kanu was eventually produced in court on 21 of October and pleaded not guilty to an attempted and amended 7-charge bordering on treason and treasonable felony, terrorism, and illegal possession of firearms, among others, filed against him by the Federal High Court and the federal government. Well, as it is, Nnamdi Kanu is still being arraigned and also detained in the DSS, the Department of State Services, and doing nothing. Yes, just because he's fighting for his people, he's fighting for Biafra. I don't know if it's Biafra truly, but the basic truth is that the prior and the primary reason why Nnamdi Kanu and his counterpart Sunday Igboho fighting for justice, for good governance, as it is, the government has refused to produce the so-called criminal who are the Fulani herdsmen, perpetrating evil down the east to the north, to the west, to the north central, and extending their bigotry and also impunity towards the people of the south. And that is why Nnamdi Kanu and his counterpart Sunday decided, to cry out to the help for help, that the government should come to their rescue. Instead, Buhari looked away, Minister of the Justice looked away, the presidency looked away, and they were like, no, this is the repatriation or reprisal for a fact. And meanwhile, the Fulani, who are the Fulani? We have the ones indigenous in Nigeria, and Buhari said the ones perpetrating evil are from the Niger Republic, and also he said they are foreigners. Yes, truly, and they are claiming that they are responsible for the attack all over South, Middle Belt, and claiming responsibility for the attack on the governor, up from the governor of Benue State, and nothing was being done. Nobody could even say anything just because, yes, their kingsman or their patron is the president. I wouldn't know why that has been, but the cry is just that when Nnamdi Kanu and Sunday Igboho trying, to enlighten and also make sure that the people of Nigeria know what the antecedent of this present administration and the contraption called Nigeria is all about. So they decided to start, kidnapping, arresting, maiming, and doing all sorts. And that is why we have dreaming faith now that no, this genocidal and this bigotry and nepotism should stop. Well, this is where I'm going to draw the curtain. I would like you to share your views in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe, and also don't forget to share this news so that others can be aware. Thanks for listening, and God bless.